Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Attack on Titan. Last time on Attack on Titan, we had Thunder Spears, where basically the battle began between the Scouts and the... They don't really have a team name, do they? Let's see, it's Little Boy, Fat Man, Beastie Boy, potentially Joe, and the Delivery Man, as I'm now going to call that other quadruped they talked about. Yeah, but do they have what kind of name should we give them? I don't know. Team names are hard, you know? Granted, my last attempts at naming my recent attempts at naming Titan forms have not been great either, so... You know, well, we're going to put a pin on that one, and we're going to come back to that. But yes, the battle began, and Eren transformed into Buffered Sea Titan, and had his second round fighting Little Boy, which was pretty cool. And he seemed to be winning, and not only that, he was actually being supported by the other scouts with their Thunder Spears, which were basically rockets that can explode. And from what it looks like, they have actually killed Reiner. So, debatable whether or not they actually did. I still think something's going to come in and save him, but it seemed like he was pretty scared about it, so there's that. Yeah, and there was other stuff that we could talk about, but we won't. Yeah, great recap we have there. So yeah. With that said, like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's just go ahead and get right into this episode of Attack on Titan. Here we go. Alrighty. Well, I mean, that literally was a nuclear explosion. That is... the power of Fat Man. Oh, God, these names are stupid. Oh, but I love it. I love it. Okay. Should be clean this time. I don't remember if we ever did a shot to Marco. I'm gonna say... I bet you I did a shot to everyone we lost at Trost. I bet that was it. But, I'll be specific. A shot to Marco. Wrong place at the wrong time. I'm gonna wait before... I'm going to wait before we take a shot to Hanji. Because I'm going to... Well, here's the thing. Yes, it feels like Hanji could be dead, you know? It feels like she could be dead, but Hanji is such a major character, you know? That I don't want to prematurely do anything. Like... I get the feeling she might still be alive just because she is a big character. I mean, that's almost like killing Captain Levi, you know? So, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until we get any confirmation on Hanji. So yeah, probably what we'll end up doing is, however this battle ends, which, goodness, how is that going to go down? We don't know. We'll take a shot at the end of the Battle of Shiganshina. Alrighty, so very interesting stuff in this one. You know, it's an interesting thing in this show that they have not told us almost anything about the Titans themselves, you know? Like, and we get some, like, a bit, like, you can speculate off of what we got from the royal family and everything we learned about them. but we don't know why we're fighting, you know? Like, at first it was like, okay, maybe it's like the Titans rebelling against the government. Well, the government's been deposed. There's a new government under Queen Historia. And the Scouts, the Scouts are trying to protect innocent people, That's their thing. So why are we fighting now? Why are we still fighting? And interesting sort of getting a bit into Bertolt's mind about it, where again, we still don't really know, but it's interesting the way Bertolt says, well, no matter what the outcome of this battle, I accept it. No one is in the wrong here, actually. It's just that we are at a conflict. We are in conflict. There's no way to have peace, I guess, between the Titans and the Scouts. Between the Titans and humanity. It just does not work. Therefore, one of them has to die, either humanity or the Titans. And right now, Rhaina and Bertolt are on the side of the Titans, whereas and everyone else is on the side of humanity, and that's just that. It's basically that's how life goes, Life's a bitch, as Paul Nareff would say. So, yeah, it's just kind of strange, Like I'm almost sitting here, kind of questioning, it's like, why? I'm like getting backwards invested in this. Because I'm invested in the characters. We've had plenty of time to get invested in the characters, obviously. And a year's worth, because this is episode 52. Definitely. So, I'm definitely invested in all the characters. And I'm invested in the conflict. And I am invested in the characters fighting each other. Like, this is Rhaina and Bertolt we're talking about, It's like, it's the same thing with Annie, back in season 1 when we had less episodes of knowing them, but still, Annie's betrayal is kind of heartbreaking back then. So you're invested in the characters, and you're invested in, like, do I want to see Rhaina and Bertolt die? No. No, I don't, actually. So, because of that, this conflict that's here, I am invested in it. But at the same time, I'm also sitting here, like, in the back of my head, I'm like, why are we fighting? And if there's not a solid reason to fight, by definition, I shouldn't be invested, By definition, by all sense of logic, I shouldn't be invested in this, because there's no reason for this. There's no reason to fight. Why are we fighting? Now, does maybe the war chief, Zeke, I'm assuming his name is Zeke, this war chief, Zeke, does he maybe have a reason for why he's doing this? Probably. But we just don't know it yet. But Rhaina and Bertolt, it seems like, why are they doing this? Because they just kind of have to, And it's like, well, then why should I be invested? This is something where it's like, this almost seems like fighting for the sake of fighting. But that's not a plot. You can't just fight for the sake of fighting and call that a good story. But, despite that, you are invested because you're invested in the characters, because you've seen how far this has gone, You have seen how far they've come. Even though we sort of churn through all of training in 2 episodes, you kind of feel like you grew up with them, Like, oh, these are our brothers, These are our brothers, and now we're fighting, What's that Yu-Gi-Oh song? Two friends, now on opposite sides, or something like that. And it's one of those things where it's like, it's heartbreaking, even though no one has a reason. Why are we, like, even the Scouts don't really have a reason to fight them. They're only in Shiganshina to learn the secrets. They want to go to the cellar and learn the secrets of the Titans and learn the history of the world. That's it. That doesn't actually mean they need to fight. It's just that Rhaina, Bertolt, and Zeke are all at Shiganshina, waiting. maybe protecting the secret, maybe not. We don't know. Are they protecting it? Are they not protecting it? What's going on here, you know? So we don't know that. On the one hand, there is no reason. You know, as Reina and Bertolt say, there is no reason for this fight. It just has to happen. On the other hand, yes, obviously there is a reason that we just don't know yet. Whatever Zeke's reason is, I guess. Okay, is it me, or does the name Zeke sort of take the wind out of him? Like, that's not a very intimidating... I mean, I guess neither's Reina and Bertolt, but that's... I guess that's beside the point. Okay, never mind. Where's Ymir, by the way? I just realized that. I was like, where's Ymir? Did she just leave? Maybe. Who the fuck is Duck Boy? Delivery Boy. And I was right about him being Delivery Boy because he delivered Bertolt to the battle, which was funny. Anyway. So yeah, it's a weird sort of backwards investment because by all logic, you shouldn't be invested in this because there's no reason for this. But you are invested in this, definitely. It is sad to watch them fight their brothers in arms, you know? Like, they are a family, honestly, you know? Like, if it was a family between Eren, Mikasa, and Armin, that family extended with the cadets. They are all a family. And that extended into the scouts, with Levi, with Hanji, with Commander Erwin. It's all, honestly, a big family. But 2 of them have lost their way. Well, 3, technically. Because of Annie. Yeah. So, yeah. It's a strange... Like, do you guys understand what I'm saying? And this is not like a knock on the show or anything. I'm just saying this is a weird sort of backwards investment we have here. Like, I am fully 100% invested, despite the fact that by all logic I shouldn't be. You know? Do you guys get what I'm saying? I don't know. So we had the flashback to Trost with Marco. We saw how Marco died, which I didn't even think about that. You know, like, because they showed with the whole thing of, you know, oh, sometimes Reina becomes a different person, basically. And they showed back at Trost when it's like, oh, hey, why is Marco being eaten by a Titan? You know? And it was just one of those things, like, I guess it just never clicked in my head. Like, they didn't go save him is probably just what I assumed, you know? But it just never, like, I never really thought about it. It's like, oh, no. Marco heard what had happened. Like, he heard them talking, and because of that, they had to kill him, basically. They had to kill him. Also, it's very interesting that of the 3 of them, Reina, Bertolt, and Annie, Annie's kind of the most human of the 3 of them. I thought that was an interesting revelation where... Because that's the thing. We've always heard from Annie, she just wanted to be a normal girl, you know? And that was always the thing. So, honestly, of them, you know, we have Reina, who's the warrior, Bertolt, who's sort of, I guess you could almost say the reluctant warrior. Like, yes, he's a warrior, but he doesn't want to do any of this. Annie is more reluctant than him, honestly, you know? Annie, like, she almost can't handle it, which is strange because, you know, when you first meet her, it's like, oh, you know, she's so cold and calculating and everything. It's like, but then you realize that's just the exterior to hide everything else going on in her, you know? And part of that is that, yeah, this stuff, it is very hard for her to handle, you know? She can go out as Lean Jean all she wants and, you know, start beating the crap out of Eren, but this stuff is difficult for her. She never wanted to be a part of this. She just wanted to be a normal girl, but she can't, you know? And in the same way, Bertolt is kind of like that. But it is a bit different with Bertolt, you know? So it's an interesting revelation after all this, you know, when it's like, you know, you get Reina and Bertolt who, you know, were more of our brothers in arms, you know, like with all those flashbacks of, you know, them like helping out Eren and, you know, Reina sort of being the leader of the cadet group and stuff like that and taking charge. And honestly, yeah, Eren did sort of look up to them as his brothers. But Annie was always sort of the loner. But then you come to find out that Annie is honestly more human than the two who we thought were more human, you know? Like, basically, they all have their exteriors. Annie's being very cold and, you know, very cold and very, you know, distanced. Whereas the two of them are more, you know, lively and active and, you know, a part of the team and stuff. But then they basically swap, where Annie is the more human one who doesn't want to, you know, kill people, basically. She doesn't want to, you know, kill Marco just because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And Reina and Bertolt become the more cold, calculating, no, he hurt us, we have to kill him. He has to die right here, you know? So, that's the thing. And this also does explain, how Annie got Marco's ODM gear, because she knew where it ended up. So that's how she used it to kill, what was it, Sonny and Bean, and then used it when she had to escape from Lean Jean. Yeah. Yeah. Another interesting thing. So we had the talk with War Chief Zeke. It's not that... I don't know. I'll get over it. Maybe I was just like... I don't know what I expected his name to be. But Zeke is kind of... I don't know. Whatever. So, interesting thing he brings up in that chat. It's like, oh, if I beat you again, you know, the next time I beat you, I'll give your armor to someone else. And it's like, what the fuck does that mean? I thought that was just his ability, you know? But it almost sounds like maybe Zeke could take Reina's abilities away from him and give it to someone else. And it's like, that's a thing you can do? And honestly, it makes him sound like All For One. It's like, I will take your quirk away and give it to someone else. Like, how? Who are you? What are your powers as the Beastie Boy, you know? So that's pretty crazy. But we do have our name, War Chief Zeke. Zeke. Alright. We still really don't know much about him. At least he put on a shirt this time, so there's that. But yeah, so... But that whole talk was also just kind of interesting, you know? And the whole thing, you know, he's trying to reassure them, but also being like, hey, enough of this. We have work to do, you know? Like, he's not exactly the, I guess, sort of father figure mentor you might almost expect him to be, as the sort of, you know, leader of the three of them, at least. So, yeah. Where the hell is Ymir, by the way? Did she just bolt? She might have, honestly. It's like, as soon as she hears, you know... Because that's the thing is, you know, they say it's like, oh, and we'll save Krista, you know, for Ymir's sake. It's like, which, first off, it's Historia. Second off, she didn't need saving. She rules humanity. So, there you go. Like, she doesn't need saving right now. She's the queen. So... But yeah, that whole thing is like, oh, we promised Ymir. And it's like, where is Ymir? Did she just bolt? She might have just bolted at some point, honestly, you know? I don't know. But yeah. Let's see. So we got Reina and Bertolt. I do like the thing, again, they bring up the transfer the consciousness thing, which is how Reina survived. He got it out of his head and more into his Titan body, actually, which was interesting. So that's how he survived. And yeah, we had the whole signal, which was interesting. And I was right about Delivery Boy, because that's the thing. I named him Delivery Boy just because he had the backpack on. And then it's like, oh, one of those barrels has Bertolt, and then they just chuck and it's like, oh, they're delivering Bertolt. So I was right. Delivery Boy, with his freaking duck mouth and his weird voice. So yeah. But that was really cool, just chucking Bertolt over into the battle. And if he had transformed right there, that would have been devastating, but that would have also killed Rhina in the process. So, yeah. So I'm assuming the reason that he survived now was because he was using his Titan form to shield his body, basically. So I assume that's it. Let's see. I did like Armin going in as a negotiator. I mean, that's the thing. His brains and his words. That is the true strength of Armin Arlert. And so I like that. I thought that was really, really good. Him trying to negotiate, not getting very far, but he tried to talk, which was nice. So I like that. That was really interesting. So the whole thing, again, like, oh, do you really think we're devils? We're spawns of the devil? And Bertolt says, no. Like, you all are innocent, but you have to die. And it's like, well, then what the fuck? Why? Why does this need to happen? But then it's interesting, he says, the reason that he's not scared now is because he will accept whatever outcome this battle has, If they win, they win. If they lose, they lose, And I like how he says no one is in the wrong here. Everyone is doing what they should be doing. The scouts are fighting Titans, and we're fighting the scouts. No one is in the wrong. It just has to happen, which is a very interesting thing. It's like, yeah, no one is the bad guy per se. Now, from our point of view, Beastie Boy is the bad guy. From my point of view, the Beastie Boy is evil. Well, then you are lost. That's what Bertolt would say. Ow. God, that one was more intense than I thought it was. Ow. Anyway. But we don't really know, like, why is he waging this war, We just don't know enough about him. So still, very, very interesting stuff. And then the last thing I wrote down, Fat Man. That was a Fat Man explosion right there, which that's the thing, like, he's, like, we've never really had that before, where it's like, oh, it's so huge and stuff. It's like, no, like, the first two times he shows up, like, at Shiganshina and then at Trost, he just shows up, kicks the wall, and leaves, and that's it, But then the second and third time now that we've seen him, he does it, and then there's just this huge blast radius, and here, that was a straight nuclear bomb, basically, So that's the thing. That was pretty crazy. And then, it seems that perhaps Hanji is dead, but perhaps not. I'm going to say perhaps not, but she might be out of commission for a little bit. So yeah, but right now it's just the 6 of them, which is Eren, Mikasa, Armin, Sasha, Connie, and Jean. I love Jean also taking charge and I love Jean being the voice of reason, man. Jean has to be one of my favorite characters, honestly. Like, he starts off dumb and annoying, but honestly, he's a very interesting character. I really like him. So yeah. But it's the 6 of them, and they're going to have to face Bertolt now. They're going to have to kill him, because otherwise he will take out the horses, So, they have to do something about that. Oh, that's going to be crazy. But yeah, that's basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to click around to any of those. There's the playlist for Attack on Titan. There's another video you can watch if you are so inclined. There's a subscribe button and a Patreon button, as well as a bunch of links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.